Hey friends, welcome back to Stepping Up, my ongoing story. I'm so glad you're here. Today's episode is one that's closest to my heart, and it's all about the power of finding your people. Because if there's one thing that I've learned along this leadership journey, is this. We were never meant to do it alone. When I first started stepping into leadership roles, especially outside the classroom, I thought it was all on me. I believe leadership meant showing up strong, having the answers, and proving I could handle it. But honestly, some of the biggest growth moments happened not because I had it all figured out, but because I had the right people with me. At first, I joined organizations and volunteer groups just trying to get involved. I wanted to build my resume, and I wanted to keep myself busy. And sure, those were all a part of it, but what I didn't realize at the time was that I was building something even more important. A community, a tribe, and my people. These were the folks who saw things in me I couldn't see in myself. They challenged me, they supported me, and they even reminded me that when I felt uncertain, I wasn't in it alone. And honestly, that changed everything for me. So here are some things that I felt that I learned throughout the process of finding my people. First and foremost is I felt like they gave me honest perspective. Sometimes I feel like you have to have a person that gives it to you straight. Whether it's a pep talk or a gentle nudge to shift your mindset. That right person will do both with grace and kindness. So my story on this perspective is I remember a time when I was early in my junior league journey and I was juggling a lot. I was working, I was volunteering, I even was planning events and then trying to show up fully in every space. I was exhausted but still pushing through because I didn't want to let anyone down. One evening I was venting to a friend about how overwhelmed I felt. And she said kindly but directly, "Lauren, you're allowed to pause. You're not more valuable because you're constantly doing everything." Honestly, that hit me really hard, but it hit me hard in a good way. It was criticism. It was a truth, offering with care, and in that moment, I realized I'd been trying my worth to my productivity. That conversation helped me shift how I approach leadership. Not as a checklist, but as something rooted in intention and impact. I learned that real community doesn't just hype you up, they help you refocus. And sometimes the most powerful growth comes from loving reality checks. So this leads me to my second. I would say that within that, it helped me remind me to grow. The people in my life helped me make sure I didn't play small. Having a good tribe sees your potential and encourages you to stretch, to try new things, and to keep moving forward, even when it's uncomfortable. One of the things that I found uncomfortable was back when I was working as a billing processor at American Fidelity. I was driving into systems, data, and learning SQL on the side. Just out of the curiosity and desire to understand more. I didn't have a formal tech title at the time, but I found myself drawn to solving problems and figuring out how to work smarter, not harder. A coworker noticed what I was doing and pulled me aside one day. She said, "You know you're already thinking like an analyst, right? You should lean into it." I laughed it off at first, but didn't let it go. She encouraged me to take one more process improvement task, speak up in meetings, and even help me connect with someone in IT to learn more. It was the same kind of support I got when I managed the tech store at UCO. I was one of the youngest managers there, and it would have been easy to stick to what I already knew. But my team pushed me, they challenged me to run trainings, lead team huddles, and take ownership of store operations in a way that made me grow fast. Those people didn't let me play small. They saw something in me, a spark for leadership, for tech, for communication, and they kept fanning that flame until I started to believe it too. So this leads me into my last and final point. You need to find people that inspire you to lead. Watching someone you admire step up with courage, creativity, or compassion, that energy is contagious and it makes you want to show up fully. At one of the most inspiring moments in my journey happened during Top Chef and Kids in the Kitchen event. I volunteered for the Boys and Girls Club. I was surrounded by other volunteers, leaderships in the community, who weren't just there to check a box. They were fully present, teaching, encouraging, laughing with the kids, and making it feel like magic. I remember watching one of the women lead her group of kids with so much joy and grace. She wasn't loud, she wasn't flashy, just kind, patient, and completely locked in on making sure those kids felt confident and capable. I walked away thinking that's the kind of leader I would want to be. The same kind of energy hit me again when I joined Next Gen Under 30. Seeing so many passionate, driven young professionals lead projects, launching initiatives, and speaking with purpose, it lit something up in me. It made me want to use my voice more, to say yes to speaking opportunities, to step into leadership roles, and to pour into others the way others poured into me. Leadership doesn't always start with a title. It starts with a spark. And when you're around people who lead with heart, you can't help but rise to meet that energy. So with that, some of my best decisions are the ones that shaped who I am today. All of the things that I learned started in simple conversations with my tribe. People who weren't afraid to ask the hard questions or cheer me on when I needed it mostly. So if you're on your own leadership path or just trying to grow in that season of life, I want to encourage you to find your people. Find the ones who want to grow too. The ones who won't let you forget your worth, even on the hard days. Because leadership is never just about the title or the task, it's about the connections that carry us forward. If this conversation resonated with you, please share with somebody in your circle. Maybe someone who has been that steady voice and encouragement for you. And if you haven't found those people yet, please keep looking, because they're always out there. Thank you for all hanging out with me today, and let's keep stepping up together.